Bringing you home to me from across the sea. And it seems like you're already here whenever I hear Christmas bells chime in my ear. When a snowflake falls, when a bluebird calls on Christmas, love songs that we heard all just seem absurd on Christmas. When you hold me tight in the shimmering lights of Christmas. Fire lights up a starry night on Christmas. The promises we made all just seems to fade on Christmas. When you kiss me slow under the mistletoe on Christmas. On Christmas.
Christmas is coming, the snowflakes will be falling. It's the most wonderful time of year. So hang up your stockings, put the tinsel on the tree, because Christmas is coming, my dear. It's the only time of year the reindeer fly. You can't see them on their sleigh ride across the sky. Gather all your family round, or go out and paint the town. It's the only time of year the whole wide world turns upside down. So baby, light a fire, and we'll toast the night away, because Christmas is coming our way. Reindeer fly. You can't see them on their sleigh ride across the sky. Gather all your friends around, or go out and paint the town. It's the only time of year the whole wide world turns upside down. So baby, light a fire, and we'll toast the night away, because Christmas is coming Christmas is coming. Christmas is coming our way.
Guys, it's time for a live stream. Wait for it. There it goes. Hey, everybody, and welcome to the December live stream. I'm so excited. Oh, you guys have no idea. I got a new light setup. I've got the most specialist guest ever. I love you, Critter, but, you know, I got, guys, it's the owner of MOTOCAMPNERD. And he's here. He's down there. He's waiting. But there's just so many things to cover. How have you all been? I see everybody's here. Small Man Moto's here. Critter Moto's here. ADV Oregon's here. Motorcycles and Pancakes is here. And Motorcycles and Pancakes, I have exciting news for you. You'll find out when everybody else finds out. But you're going to be real excited about it because we have giveaways. Super excited to be able to give stuff away because fun feature that we learned mere minutes ago was that the software we use, StreamYard.com, if you would like to use it, you can get a code in the description. We can do giveaways, and so we're going to do giveaways, but it's for people in the U.S. only, and I'm really sorry, Canada, because I love you, but it's not my cards. It's not my cards. So, I'm sorry. But I think we should just dive right into it because I'm super excited to have the greatest website on the internet here in human form. Guys, it's MOTOCAMPNERD's Ben. And look at that background. What a beautiful Christmas festive background. Hello, MOTOCAMPNERD's Ben. How are you?
I'm good. I'm trying to pour my beverage out of focus or out of camera here.
No, you go for it. We encourage responsible drinking here. What's going on, buddy? That's a great mug. What do you got there? Tell me about that mug. Let's start there.
Okay, so this is the MOTOCAMPNERD pint. This
What a
is
beautiful pint.
actually I don't think we have it on our website, and so
Exclusive.
it was like a marketing product we picked up, and so we given it away earlier in the year, and then we'd give it away at rallies and stuff like that.
What a great looking thing to hold a
It's
beverage.
stainless steel, powder coated outside.
So, hello, MCN's Ben, not to be confused with Dork Ben. Tell us about MOTOCAMPNERD. What is MOTOCAMPNERD? For anybody who might not know.
For those who don't know, we are the motorcycle camping store. We're an outdoor retailer specializing in motorcycle camping.
How did this come to be?
Well, several stages along the way. The long version would be over time working at a job and wanting to be able to do something for myself because I realized I was working more than being able to enjoy riding. During my journey into motorcycle camping, having to go through research and find all the different websites, and trying to find, okay, well, what gear works best for this situation. And I was going through hundreds of brands and retailers and just, researching all the data, trying to figure out what worked. And so I always had the idea that, it'd be nice if it was all in one place instead of having to buy it, at one place here, one over there. And yeah. So let's see, we started in 2020. 2020, we started with Snugpack and Sea to Summit were the two brands that we originally started with.
Has it really only been 3 years?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. The original idea too was, I should rewind a little bit. The original idea was to create our own motorcycle camping tent, but the capital that was required to get that going, we're like, oh, well, we'll sling some gear and raise funds so that way we could be able to, fund the whole tent process and making it and all that. Well, we reached out to a bunch of retailers, and of course, a lot of them wouldn't let you sell unless you had a retail storefront already. So we had to. I just reached out to a bunch of them, and like I said, Sea to Summit and Snugpack were the first two that originally were the ones that signed on with us and agreed, hey, even though you don't have a storefront, this is right at COVID times, pandemic, and all that. So we kind of got our foot in the door early and was able to just sell out of our garage.
So you started in a garage. You do now have a brick and mortar, correct?
Yes, so we got the brick and mortar store. We opened February of last year.
And for anybody on the East Coast, that's in
High Point, North Carolina.
High Point, that's right, North Carolina. So
really, it's Archdale, but it's the people know High Point more than they know Archdale.
Just Google MOTOCAMPNERD North Carolina, and then you'll get there.
Hold on, my team's distracting me up here. I'm trying to get it where it's where I can see comments as well as our. And I don't know how to get from one to the other.
So we also have, we'll bring him up now. So we've got Mighty V360 / Smallman Moto down there moderating comments. So as things pop up, he'll bring them up onto the screen and you'll be able to see them as well.
Oh, okay, cool.
And then we'll just like we're about to pop him away, we'll just pop those back off the screen. So
good deal.
So you decide to start a website. You want to get out from under your full-time job. So let's talk about that a little bit, because I really feel like it deserves to be recognized what exactly you're doing currently. So MOTOCAMPNERD is not your full-time gig or your second full-time gig, as I feel like it deserves to be described, right? So you also run, you've got a job.
Yes. Yeah.
Full time.
I work full time on second shift. Yeah.
That's insane. Do you sleep like
a little bit?
just like an hour a day?
It feels like it sometimes. So my normal daily routine would be I wake up around, well, here lately I've been trying to wake up later. So like 8:30. And then usually we try to get to the store between 9 and 10. The store opens at 10 a.m. and then we're there from 10 to 2 p.m. And that's just so we can ship out everything, pack orders, receive orders, receive shipments, take care of all the business stuff. And then I will leave the store, come home, change, eat lunch, whatever, and then go to my other job from 3 to midnight, 1 o'clock, somewhere around that time frame.
Goodness. And the website runs like you have a team of 12 people. There's you guys are responsive, and this isn't even like just trying to like put you up on a pedestal, right? Like we were just talking about this with Mighty V360. Like he sent a message at like 10 o'clock at night, and you just responded, and it is not a team of 12 people, correct?
Yeah, no, it is just me and Mary.
That's wild.
And I think she's watching upstairs right now. I'm in the living room. This is our living room with the Christmas
The
tree.
beautiful Christmas tree.
She's hanging out upstairs, and
so what kind of volume are you guys looking at now? So how you're 3 years in, which blows my mind. It feels like so much longer, but then there's that dark period in society where everything just melded together. How far away from a full-time gig do you think you are?
I've got my fingers crossed for around May or June next year.
24, 25.
24.
Wow.
And that's it'll be a stretch. We're judging by the numbers. So from 21, because really that was our first full year. So from 21 to 22, we doubled in sales. And then from 22 to 23, we've about doubled in sales as well. And so judging by that kind of trend, as long as we can kind of keep that momentum going, then I should be able to replace my salary. You gonna make it?
Okay, everybody go order something from MOTOCAMPNERD. All right, let's see. So I've got, guys, look how official this live is. I have real written out questions. So let's talk presents, because it's the holidays and Christmas and Kwanzaa and stuff and all the other whatever holidays there are that I'll sing in the song. Two-parter. Question number 1. What are a few of your most popular things on the site right now? Like what, sales-wise, what are some of the like top sellers?
The top sellers would have to be, for the sleep system, would probably be the Diamond Park. I think that was kind of made famous by Dork in the Road and Amanda. But no, actually, it was an accidental bestseller just because when we got it, I was like, oh, this is like a really cool sleeping bag system and concept. And it turned out to just be that perfect sleeping bag for those who don't like sleeping bags but want to be able to sleep. I say it's a bed away from home. So it attaches to the pad. It's got zips on both sides. You've got plenty of room to pretty much barrel roll, or somebody called it alligator death roll inside of it.
So I've got the newer version, the Lost Ranger, and I absolutely love it. Yeah, that one's
Is that the 3-in-1?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So you've got the one. So it's a quilt, and then you've got the Sidewinder sleeping bag. It's like a mummy style bag that it goes inside of it.
And I hate mummy bags, but it's built in like such a big way for a mummy bag that yeah, you can alligator roll in it, right? For side sleepers, it's great.
Yeah,
obsessed with that thing. And that quilt is, dude, the quilt just during the summer is fantastic. Like it's a really great combination.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It uses the layering system concept, so that way you can actually use different pieces and parts and kind of adjust as you need for wherever you're at. So you could actually pack the whole system with you. I think we carry the 15 degrees, which one we have in stock, and it goes from 40 or 50 degrees with just the quilt, and then down all the way to 15 degrees with the quilt and the inner sleeping bag.
So sleep systems, Diamond Park. What else? What else is popping on MCN?
The paired sleeping pad would probably be the Boundary Deluxe. That's been our best-selling sleeping pad. A lot of people have just replaced all of their other sleeping pads with that one. Across the board, it's been the most comfortable for most people, depending on what your needs are. So, and that one pairs really well with the Diamond Park.
Okay. Item number 3 that comes to mind for current popular.
The collapsible gear from Sea to Summit.
Oh, I love that stuff.
That's been a lot of people really like it just because it saves a lot of space. It's not super ultra light, but it is pretty light, and you have the versatility with all the collapsible gear. So pretty much any collapsible gear from Sea to Summit has been really, really good.
Yeah, so they make bowls, pots, plates, cups.
Yeah, you've got the mugs, the bowls, the cups, the plates. They've got little shot glasses, which we don't sell those because they're just so small. It's kind of
feverishly Googling your website to pull
kettles.
Up
we use the kettle for mainly. We just use the kettle for water. We don't actually. It's like kind of like my designated water pot, so that way I don't contaminate it with anything else. And so that's strictly all we do is boil water in it, and we absolutely love it.
Look at that, guys. So what's really cool, if you don't know about this gear, is you go from this to a collapse down fold flat, and you can, like you said, you can boil water in this. So the base is what is the base made of? Is it like a porcelain or a metal or something like that?
It's anodized aluminum on the bottom.
Okay, yeah. These are great. So I've got the bowls and the plates, and they go everywhere because why not? 2 full sets, and they take no space at all. They're pretty neat.
Oh yeah. We could actually pack our whole kitchen setup in a 4-liter pack box.
All right, so we've talked about popular. Tell me about 3 of your favorite things. Like 3 things that you have found and started selling that like you were super stoked about, or are just for you as a camping item, like essential, just your favorite things you've got?
Man, that's a hard one.
I told you I'm coming with the hard questions.
I know. I would probably say the Big Agnes tents. We use the Copper
Okay.
Spur 3. And just as how much space, how many pockets it has, the overhead storage, all of that. That's been a very impressive tent for us. The collapsible, excuse me, the collapsible cooking gear. I mean, that's been a good one. I'm trying to think of anything else that's really surprised me. I'll have to think about that one.
Here's a follow up to your. Hold on, we have to bring Mighty V360 on screen for this one. So tell me about the P38. So for those who don't remember, in one of the last videos that I put out before the summer got crazy and I had a job hunt and the channel went on kind of a hiatus, our trip down to Giant Loop, I was introduced to this item called the P38. MCN's Ben, tell us about the P38.
So I don't know all the military background of the P38.
Somebody
I just
does.
know it. Yeah, so they can fill in the gaps. I just know from family who's been in the military and, seen it and used it and thought it was, I mean, it's fantastic. It's a little mini can opener. I wish I would have had one with me. I was
going to say, let me see if I can bring it up on the website.
We don't have it on the website. It's not on the website.
Oh, it's not on there anymore? Okay, hold on. I'll
No.
do a quick Google.
We have a video on our YouTube.
Oh, there we
how
go.
to use it.
Mighty V360, why don't you give us the fill-in on what the real background on the P38?
So I can't remember if it was World War I or World War II they came out with it. And it was when they first started canning foods and they were sending them out with the MREs to the soldiers. And what they did, they put in this little fold-up collapsible can opener that you just hand-operated, no moving part. I mean, the only moving part was it would unfold. And the 38 came from, it took 38 twists around the can to get the can to open up. So that's where the 38 came from.
Legal disclaimer, we're not...
well, because we used to give those out.
Yes.
Oh, get out of here, cheaper than dirt. This is solely to show the picture and not promote whatever this stupid website is. Just to legally be clear.
Yeah.
Oh, this is it is a P51. Damn it. I just saw the picture and got. So it folds down and you like hook it in and the little blade over here, this thing like digs into the can. So my first introduction to one of these was Mighty V360 sitting by the fire, just opening a can. And it took forever, but it worked.
Yeah.
Super entertaining to watch him do.
It's a lot safer than using a knife to open a can.
Super safe. Or an axe.
Or an axe. Somebody that's prone to accident.
There's not a scar back there, and that's what matters. So that's the P38. So you used to, for a good while, you were giving those away in every shipment, correct? That's how Mighty V360 ended up with one, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, we were giving them out because we were easily able to get a ton of them. And so that was kind of like the cheap thing we would throw in there with every order with the stickers. After the whole pandemic situation, they were really hard to get in stock. And so, and then when we did get them, we only had a limited supply. So then we only started putting them in orders where people had ordered the anything cooking related. So if they ordered a pot or pan or like a stove or something, we would throw a P38 in there. And we still do that now, is we throw it in there with orders that actually have some kind of cooking related item to it. Because I know not everybody cooks at camp. And so that was just a way to kind of save so we didn't run out.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna bloop you down to the bottom, Mighty V360. So it's time to get into some of the more hard-hitting questions. Although I don't think he's on here, so we'll just have to let him know that he was talked about, and he can come back and watch it. How horrible is Dork in the Road to work with?
Is he not on here? Let me see. I was trying
No,
to see
he's. I don't see him. He'd be
Oh,
be
man.
chirpy in the comments.
He's missing out.
So how did that relationship come about? Did he just reach out?
No, I actually reached out to him.
Oh,
So
okay.
I was, let's see, this was 2020. We had just started, really, we got our first shipment in November, the beginning of November of 2020. And then that kind of led straight into Black Friday sales, which kind of helped us get some of our first sales in the door. And then I was just struggling to get our name out there and doing like ads and working with people. And Dork on the Road was one of those YouTubers that I had seen. And I was actually like putting a proposal together to work together for him, and was like, okay, well, I'm gonna wait till the beginning of the year, and that way it's all perfect and it lines up right. And I actually watched one of his videos where he talked about, there's never that perfect moment. Don't ever worry about that perfect moment. Just get out there and do it. And be like,
Yeah.
you know what? This is a sign. So I just sent an email, like right there. I sent an email, like, hey, I want to work with you. This is what we're doing. What do you want to do? How do you want to do this? Because I'm just, I have no business experience whatsoever. I'm not a marketing guy. I'm just kind of learning as I go and picking it up. And I mean, I did a lot of research and kind of know what I should be doing and shouldn't be doing. Me and Mary both worked retail a lot, so we know that side of it. And so, reached out to him, and he was like, yes. And it's actually been a very awesome relationship working with him. And I probably couldn't ask for a better, ambassador for us to really spread what we're about, as far as, getting new people into the sport, into the industry, going outdoors, everything.
He's a great guy. Nobody tell him that we said good things about him, but he's a pretty good dude. So let's talk about. Oh well, hold on. I want to take a second and second this notion. The comment down at the bottom. Critter Motor says, Ben, I just wanted to personally thank you via live stream electronically. Thank you for your sponsorship with my Get Lost Find Yourself event. Yes, I and everybody else at the event seconds that notion. It was so great. We'll have to get you out here from, North Carolina, maybe for next year. Road trip.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So speaking of which, what bike are you going to ride across the country and all the way up to Vancouver Island? What are you riding currently?
So I've got a 1250 GS is my main bike. I've also got a 1971 Yamaha DS7.
Ooh.
And that was a bike that me and Mary kind of rebuilt a few years ago, and actually probably about 7 years now. But it's a two-stroke 250 2-cylinder before the RD series came out for Yamaha. That's just my fun kind of like around town camp bike. It vibrates way too much.
Yeah. So the GS is that what you're off camping on?
Yeah. That was before that. I had the Bonneville, and before that, I had a bunch of just other old UJM style bikes.
How'd you like the Bonneville?
I love the Bonneville, mainly because it was very familiar to all the other bikes I'd been riding. Because everything I'd rode before that was pre-80s, pre-85-ish. Like I said, UJM style bikes. And so the Bonneville just kind of, it's that vintage modern. It's the same feel. And I love the bike, but I always wanted to get into the dirt side of riding and adventure riding. And since I started riding, and just never had that opportunity and never had the time and the money and the bike and all that. And so we tried to make the Bonneville work, but it's just not a really good 2-up friendly bike.
Yeah.
And plus the work it would take to get the suspension and everything ready for it to go off road and do the forest roads and stuff. Yeah. And so I did the BMW Rider Academy.
Okay.
Or the training down in Greer, South Carolina. I did the one day, and I'm really short. I'm 5'5", and my inseam's like 26 inches. And so I'd always wanted a GS too, a 1200 Boxer GS. And
he didn't even notice.
He didn't. And so doing the Rider Academy actually really bumped my confidence in being able to ride a big bike off-road and being able to handle the GS that I really wanted. And so did the Rider Academy, and as soon as I got back, I'm like, I want it. Let's figure it out. Let's make it happen. And so, over a few months, I was able to sell the Bonneville and then use that money to put towards the Beamer.
So you take a 1250 out into the woods to go camping. Are you a minimalist packer? Or are you a chronic overpacker?
I've always been a chronic overpacker just because when I first started camping and riding, all the guys I rode with were good about making sure we were self-sufficient and self-rescue ready. We started riding and we all had like BMW Airheads. So one guy would carry the wrench, one guy would carry, push rods, one guy, like just all these spare parts in between all the bikes. And then everybody was expected to carry a clutch cable, a throttle cable, and, anything that you needed for your bike. Because if you didn't and you broke down, like, they would help you fix the bike and make sure it was ready. But if you didn't have the stuff, it's like, okay, we're going to call a tow truck and get your bike towed and we're going to go on our merry way. Because
that's where you're camping.
Exactly.
Going.
Yeah. Because you needed to be self-sufficient because where you're riding and you're in the middle of nowhere. And, it was pretty much how I was initially taught in riding and traveling. And so I chronically overpack for making sure I have everything that we ever need for any situation. But I've been doing better about that, just trying to cut back on realistically, okay, we don't really need all this, and finding different items that that can work for like multi-use. So it's helped. But still, I'm a comfort camper too. So we'll bring our chairs, I'll bring water. We have a whole kitchen set that we use. Well, it's a pan and a kettle is mostly what we use. We'll bring a stove or two and maybe a couple cans of gas, depending on what we're cooking. We'll actually have a small, just a plain soft-sided cooler, one of the cheaper ones that we'll throw meat, vegetables, fresh food, stuff like that to take with us.
So you're cooking, critter cooking, as I like to call it.
Yeah. We make pretty, I wouldn't say like overly elaborate, like not Amanda Zitto elaborate, because some of her meals are really like nice.
She goes for it. Yeah.
But we do fresh vegetables, fresh chicken, or whatever the meat is. We'll have it frozen the day before, and we'll just take it with us. So the first day it'll usually thaw out, and then along the way we'll just hit like a grocery store or something and pick it up. Yeah,
that's the way to do it. I went through a phase where I really got like focused on like I'm gonna make fresh food. I'm not gonna do the dehydrated thing, but it's just work. It's extra work.
It is.
It's worth it 100%. But I'm just so lazy. I'm the laziest camper. I just want to be comfortable. I just want to throw water in a bag. And I just want to tell you that buy Peak Refuel because it's so much better than Mountain House. So
now, whenever I'm camping with other people and not me and Mary going, I will opt for like the dehydrated meals or freeze-dried meals, or like cans of tuna, packs of tuna, Spam, like the ready rice and all those kind of stuff. Not necessarily freeze-dried, but just those ready meals that you can really throw together.
The ready rice is great. I want to say it was Small Man Moto that put me on the ready rice. The little like 5-minute microwavables, but you just kind of throw it in water and boil it until it's hot. Good to go.
Yeah. I'd throw it in like a pan and just sprinkle some water in on it, make sure it doesn't get too dry. And yeah, it's great.
That's hold on, I gotta bring it back up. Isn't that what you did? Was the ready rice in the pan? That was the first night that we camped together. That was our first
on the way down
night
to
together.
Giant. Yeah. On the way down to Giant Loop, we did that with that Mexican meal that we cooked.
With the nasty storm that blew half my rice out of my dehydrated meal bag. And so then you were cooking for two.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
that's right. But yeah,
it's terrible. Okay, so let's see. So you already listed off the things that you. Okay, bye. The things that you camp with. So are you a sleeping pad camper, or are you a Corey ADHD? What's the word? A cot camper. Okay, never mind.
Sleeping pad.
Okay. Well, listen,
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
I've started with the dense foam kind of rollout pad because it was really cheap and I was broke, and that's kind of what we used to get started. And then I went to the self-inflating pads, and those were just as terrible. And then moved to air pads and have not looked back since.
Telling you, get a cot, throw the air pad on the cot. You will sleep like a baby. You will sleep like a small man baby.
I believe it. So my buddy actually came into the store, and he had been on a cot for years because that was just the best thing he ever had. And I told him, I said, well, he wanted a pad to put on top of his cot. So we got him into the Boundary Deluxe, and he took it with him, and he's like, you know what? I just tossed my cot because I don't need it.
Really?
That pad is just perfect. I don't need, and that way he has extra room for other things instead of taking a cot and a pad.
It is extra space. I'll pack that Africa Twin to the T. So I want to be comfortable. I'm around in the corner. My bones start to hurt.
Why not, right?
Yeah. That's why I have a big bike. All right, so top 5 recommendations for Christmas gifts for the Moto Camper in all of our viewers' lives. Or maybe the top 5 gifts that they should buy themselves.
Top 5 gifts.
Top 5 gifts.
You know, I told you I'm terrible at marketing, and this is why, because I can't think just on the spur of the moment.
Oh, you say you might need some help? Don't worry, I've got you. Look at this, everybody. Yeah. On MotoCampNerd.com, they have stuff on sale. So if you are looking for tasty treats for yourself, or maybe the motorcycle friend that you just want to buy something nice for.
There you go. Okay, so the pack boxes are really popular just because they're cheap, and I like to let's see if I can say this right. I like to compartmentalize, if that's a word, everything. That way I don't lose it. I've seen, not dissing any other people's way of doing things, because you do you, but I've seen people write out on a piece of paper like where they put each individual tool because they wanted to distribute the load evenly. And I'm like, I can't do it. I have to have it all in one spot. So I have a kitchen set that's all in one box. I've got all my clothes in a box. I got my laundry in a box or bag or whatever. Sleep system, I usually put my sleeping bag, pillow, the clothes I'm going to sleep in, and the sleeping pad all together in one pannier or one bag or something. That way it's a quick grab and go. But pack boxes, they're fantastic.
And they're on sale.
Yeah,
grab yours today.
They're cheap.
Let's see. Let's go with what's the most popular color and size?
The ones that were sold out of, and we can't get any more of.
What's the most popular color and size that's in stock currently?
I'd say 6-liter olive.
Olive? Okay.
Yeah. We had the 2 liters, we had the 4 liters, and they're all they're all sold out because we can't get them anymore. So we're actually looking into another supplier for packing cubes that they're equivalent of the Snug Pack ones, because the Snug Pack ones are really cheap, and it's one of those items like you feel like you can be cheap on because it's just a bag or something you throw in. It doesn't have to be waterproof. You're just dividing up your luggage or your gear, and so trying to find something that's still that quality and that price point, we're looking.
It sounds like maybe we should do the first real Tall Man Moto giveaway. Hashtag Snook Pack, and enter now, everybody. But listen, guys, I'm telling you, I'm so sorry, Canada, because you're my favorite. Sorry, America, but it just doesn't work with the shipping. So I would say, Critter, go for it, and I'll ship it to you. But we saw how that went last time, so I'm sorry. So hashtag Snug Pack. And we'll do which one did we pick? The olive, the 6-liter, right? The one that was on the screen. That's what you're getting. So enter now, everybody. This is so cool. This is such a great little addition. So let's, while we're doing that, have a quick look through the comments here.
That's what I was going to say. I think that's a great idea. Let's go back and...
Mighty V360 says a flask is a must-have.
Yep.
That's true. Crittermoto, who is the resident camp cook expert, says MCN has a whole bunch of camp kitchen goodies he'd like, but they don't ship to Canada, Canadian land. That's rough. So I don't know. I don't even have. It's just so frustrating. Like, Canada's right there.
I know.
You know?
I don't understand why.
What if you just stand on the border and then the other person's on the other side of the border and you just throw it at them? Does that qualify? Probably not, huh?
I guess not technically, but I'm sure whoever the guards on duty probably wouldn't like that.
Just throw them something too. You're not buying them off. You're just rewarding them for their generosity. So yeah, Steven Stanton says a frozen burrito wrapped in foil nestled next to your engine or exhaust header makes for a delicious meal. As long as it doesn't catch on fire or falls off. What else we got? Let's see. We're sorting through. Oh, look. Kitty McC says, literally have a P38 on my kitchen counter all the time. Nice. Boy Scout mom for life. What's we got? How's this going? Let's look over. Okay, we got 7 entries, guys. Hashtag a snug pack. We'll give it another couple minutes.
Okay, let's see. ADV Oregon asked what's going to be the first West Coast rally.
Yeah, when are you going to make it out here?
Well, depending on how next year goes with the 2-job ordeal, I will have some extra time next year with vacation. So if I do or don't have a job, it depends. I may try to get out to the Giant Loop rally.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's a possibility of fly and ride. So I'd fly out and we'd have to pick up a bike and rent a bike or borrow a bike or something. And it'd just be it wouldn't be us out there slinging gear. It would be us coming out to hang out. And then possibly the MOA rally as well. It's in Oregon next year.
Okay.
And so that may be a possibility. Again, it'll be like a fly out and hang out, and maybe not necessarily us selling gear at the rally, but we do mostly here on the East Coast.
So great transition there. You're really just killing it. Critter Moto says, question, what was it like to do your first moto event as a vendor versus a participant?
So the first moto rally we went to was the BMW RA rally in Waynesville, North Carolina. That's in Western North Carolina, kind of in the mountains. It's on the other side of Asheville. And it was actually really good. It was an indoor setup. And so we just went out and bought a ton of grid wall. And Mary does all of our merchandising and display stuff. And actually, this is before we had the store. So we went out and bought a bunch of grid wall for the show. And we actually set it up in the living room and kind of built an idea and a concept of what it would look like and laid it out and did a floor plan. And we took way too much stuff. We took literally almost everything we had. Just because we didn't know. We didn't know what people were going to buy at rallies and what to expect. And the people there were fantastic, overly friendly, just it was a whole new experience for the retail side of things. I joked about, telling Mary I'd never work retail again. If I ever lost my job, I'll never go back to retail. But
here you are.
With our store, I've never had a bad customer. I've never had anybody yell at me. I've never had anybody cuss at me. I've never had anybody treat me like crap. Like, it has been, everybody that we worked with has been extremely understanding. And I think the worst I've had is a customer called, and when I returned their call, they couldn't use a discount code or something wasn't working on the website, and they found it on Amazon, and then just went into Amazon and bought it, and they hung up on me. They said, "Oh, never mind, I got it from Amazon, thanks, bye," and just click. I was like, "Okay, whatever."
All right, bye. I mean, I guess that's probably a plus side to the community, right? Like, one of the greatest things about this whole thing is, I mean, it's exactly stuff like this. It's coming together and just kind of hanging out, and there is a very community mindset to the people that are your customers.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Which probably makes that so much easier, right? Because I mean, you're one of the group.
Yeah, so. Yeah, it is definitely that community feel, and yeah, we've felt welcomed pretty much everywhere we've been.
So Stephen Stanton says, "Motocamp Nerd, do you own a BMW Airhead? And if so, what year and model?" All right, so get those. Hold on, before you answer, get those entries in. #SnugPack, and then at the end of this answer, I'm hitting the draw button. Okay, tell us about that Airhead.
So I do not have an Airhead at the moment. I had a 78 R80/7 and absolutely loved it, and kind of what made me fall in love with the BMW Boxer. I already liked Boxer motors. We've owned Subarus, and I've always just been fascinated with Boxer motors. So the earth is flat, but that motor had so much character, and the bike was just so reliable. It was easy to work on with the push rods. And I think the second year I had it, I dropped a valve and put a hole in the piston, and it sat in the garage because at that time I started working a lot at the one job I had, and just didn't have any time to put into it. And so it sat for probably like 6 months, and I ended up selling it back to the friend who I bought it from, and he sold it to another friend who fixed it and got it back into running condition and all that.
Okay, there's the end. That means, you know what it means? Okay, ready? Motocamp Nerd, count down.
Go.
Who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be? Winner is Kitty McSee. Kitty McSee gets an olive thing. Snug Pack 6 liter, correct? Yeah.
We'll do a 6 liter.
So Kitty McSee, email me, tallmanmoto@gmail.com with your name and address, and we'll get one out to you. Bam! Look, we did giveaway stuff. We're real official now. And stop sharing.
So Critter asked a question earlier I wanted to circle back to. It was, are you concerned with the tough thing about doubling sales?
Oh, yeah, I saw that. Yes.
The stuff you sell is so damn good, it rarely needs to be replaced. So most of it is buy once, at least the larger ticket items. So the way I look at it for marketing and trying to reach our people is, if there is, I'm trying to think of how we did it in the business plan too, but if there's 1 million riders out there, and all 1 million riders spent $1 for the whole year, or 1 million riders spent $1 for the year, we'd have $1 million in sales, right? That would be about where we need to be to keep the business running and to give me a salary, just because of how much goes into inventory, overhead costs for the store, sales taxes, shipping, to being competitive. Like, we offer free shipping right now through December, but we also traditionally offer free shipping on orders over $75. And so that does, when we sell a sleeping bag, that's, $150, we're eating the cost of that shipping. And so a lot of that has to go into our margins. And so, yeah. So if 1 million people spent $1 for the year, we'd be where we're at. So we're nowhere near reaching 1 million people, but I know that there's 1 million motorcycle riders out there who are probably camping across the United States.
And
realistically,
that's probably a pretty accurate number, honestly. Like, this community has gotten so huge.
Yeah. And that's across all segments too, not just adventure or cruiser. I mean, because I've been riding street, like I said, since 2013, and I didn't transition to dirt until last year. And so sport touring, there's a ton of people in sport touring that camp.
It's amazing how like across the genres of motorcycles, the camping aspect is. When I got into all this and you start finding the Facebook groups and stuff, right, you start seeing these bikes that I would not have thought. Like, I have seen people post stuff about strapping camping gear to like a Kawasaki Ninja. Like, it's just wild to me. Like, everybody loves it. And I get it, obviously, right? Because we all do it. But it's just, I don't know. It's cool. It's like a cool bringing together of the bringing togethers. So let's go with questions. Questions from the people of the comments. What kind of questions do we have for MOTOCAMPNERD Ben? Enjoy your snuggly, Steven Stan says. It's a snug pack. Let's see what else we got here. Ooh. Okay, we'll throw that one up next. Oh, look, you're wearing that. Kind of defeats the purpose, but there goes the surprise. Is that the teal?
This is the deep teal.
Yeah, it's a great color.
It's a slightly different version than we have now. The one we have now, I think this one's the heathered version, and the version we have now is not heathered.
It's a little. Is it bolder?
Oh, that's the regular teal.
Oh, okay.
The other one is the deep teal, I believe, and it's more of this blue color.
I'm sifting through your items as we're looking for. He says any bike is an adventure bike. That's true, though. It's interesting understandably, right? The concept of the adventure bike is off-road capable, but it's funny to take that phrase and create like this specific genre, because that is exactly the reality. Like, it's such a weird word, I guess, for me to define as like the off-road, on-road capable. Because it is. Any trip on a motorcycle is an adventure. So
yeah, absolutely. I mean, we had the Bonneville. We did plenty of trips on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're not taking that thing off-road.
How fun is it to research all the stuff out there? It's, for me, I get really technical, and so it's really fun to be able to go in and look at all the detailed specs. So the criteria for our website and for all the curated gear we have, our slogan motto is pack small, camp easy, because we want it to pack small and camping should be easy. Or we feel that camping should be the easy part of your trip, not the difficult part. So after riding all day, do you really want to fumble around with a tent and chair and bag and pad, or do you just want to be able to set it up and have a good night's rest so that way you ride well tomorrow? So 12 inches, traditionally 12 inches in pack length. Anything longer than that, we start really questioning. So a lot of the chairs, cots, stuff like that, they start getting into 14, 16, 18, even 20 inches long. That's why we at the moment don't have any cots on the website. It's just because it packs really long, and it doesn't really, it's not that it's not good for motorcycle camping, it just doesn't really fit in any panniers. And that was my goal with the website, was getting stuff that would make sure it fit in most pannier systems. And same thing with the tents. We carry a lot of the bike pack tents because the pole size is 12 inches.
So Motorcycles and Pancakes wants to know, will you start carrying Matt's man bag he wore at Get Lost, Find Yourself? If you're completely lost, MOTOCAMPNERD Ben, let me cue you in. This is the polar knapsack that you see here, and it is basically a sleeping bag with a hole in the bottom for your feet and a hood and armholes. And it is delightful.
Mary's laugh. I can hear Mary laughing.
I heard her in the background. Yeah, it's so good. It's so my girlfriend bought one of these. The story of this thing that I've been explaining to people is my girlfriend bought one of these, and I made fun of her so much about it. This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. This is just dumb. It's just silly. And then I found one. We went up to Timberland Lodge, which is where they shot the exterior shots for The Shining in Oregon. And they had one of these on sale. And then the lady offered me another like 30% because they were just trying to get rid of them because they weren't selling. And so I bought one and I instantly got it. For those chilly nights, it is perfect. Now I'm not gonna use it as an actual sleeping bag. This is strictly an attire fashion statement situation. But they're so comfortable. So polar knapsacks, if you're looking for a great addition, I field tested them for you already. And everybody loves them.
I will have to check that out. Polar knapsacks. Mary will remember it. Hopefully she does.
She's got it. She's on it. I could tell by that sound of excitement, she was instantly into the idea and wanted one for Christmas. So,
are you laughing?
See, that silence means no, I want one.
Maybe. Maybe.
Your chair. It was her chair, guys. It was her chair. But yeah, she did sell the chair. Oh, this darn chair. It's fine. Now I get to use the my whiskey man chair, even though we won't talk about whiskey on the live stream. Where is Small Man Moto when I need him? There he is. Small Man Moto, I need you to take over the live stream because it's bathroom break time.
I love that segue. Yeah, just
I got
maybe
you.
give me a little bit of a heads up.
No, it's better this way.
All right.
Oh, look. Great transition. We can talk about fitting Small Man Moto in your. Is he getting up too? Oh, perfect. Okay, you take a quick break. I'll take a quick break, and we'll just leave it up to Small Man Moto to run the live stream. Ready? Break in 2. Can you get back in 2 minutes? 2.5 minutes?
Oh yeah, I'll take long. It'll be quicker than that.
Okay. Ready?
Jeez.
And run the live stream.
Yeah, and run the live stream. Oh my god. Yeah, where's my moderator at? You can even fit Small Man Moto in the pocket too. Yeah, I mean, I didn't realize that Ben was as short as I was. I mean, he's another small man. He said 5'5" and 26-inch inseam or something like that. So we'll fit in any of you guys' pockets. What do we got? So give me some more questions that we can ask Ben when he gets back. I know. Really? You guys? I'm not even here to be on screen. Maybe we should do a giveaway. Kidding. No, not.
Oh, my
Monkey bike time. Dude.
Look at that. Everybody's back.
Look at that.
How'd it go?
If you want to do a giveaway, you have to ask Mary, and then she'll yell yes or no. She does all of her inventory.
Well, I'm paying for these giveaways, so within reason that I decide, not what Small Man Moto decides.
You left me in charge.
All right, well, and that's our time, Small Man Moto. Let's see. This is a great question. Do you have any interest in dual sports?
Yes. So yes. Transitioning, I'm assuming, is the question for me or is it for Small Man Moto?
He already has one. He's got a little 250L that we don't talk about because I don't have one yet.
All right. So, yes, kind of going back to, I've always been fascinated with riding in the dirt, just never had the opportunity. And so I just stuck to the street riding. So I got the Beamer. We just picked up a CRF 125F for Mary because she would like to learn how to ride, not just ride on the back.
That's a great bike to learn on too.
And next year is the NorCal BDR release. And she's from Orville. And so she knows a lot of those areas that the BDR should be going through because I mean, it's all those national forests up through that area. Like you know you're going to ride through there. So she wants to learn how to ride. So we picked up that for her. If that's the case, whoa,
He's
that's
messing with stuff.
I'm just trying to take myself off the screen.
Oh, all right. Well, bye, buddy.
So if she does start riding, we're probably looking at like an XT 250, and I will probably also downsize. I've always been a Yamaha fan, so either a WR 250F that I'll probably have to lower just because I can ride a regular like YZ 250F
Mm-hmm.
as is, and I'm used to standing with my leg over off to the side and just kind of side button it, side saddle on it. But
those
if I'm gonna
WRs
go-
are what, like 36-inch seat height, something like that?
oh yeah, they're up.
They're
There.
pretty tall.
Yeah. And so I did have a YZ250F for a short spurt and learned how to 1 foot that way and kind of got comfortable doing it. But if I'm going to load it down with luggage, and if she's going to carry luggage and I'm going to carry luggage as well, then yeah, I'm going to have to lower it. Or I've been kind of looking at the new CRF 300 LS since it's already short. And so that takes, and it's a little bit modernized, although the WR250 has more power. So I'm kind of torn between those two as dream bikes for the dual sport world.
What about the R? The
Which one?
WR250R.
What'd I say?
The F.
Oh, I meant the R. The
Oh,
R is
okay.
the R is the road ones. I'm sorry.
Yes.
The F is like the trail one.
My brain immediately just made the logical connection that you would just street legal it and have more off-road capable. So,
Yeah.
okay.
North Carolina's are a pain in the butt with title work and anything like that. So
Oregon's
yeah, it'd
the
have
same
to be
way.
Okay.
Oregon's they're a mess. There's all kinds of weird stuff that you can't do down there that, I mean, that's probably one of the few remaining positives of Washington State is we can just throw turn signals and a headlight on basically anything and it's street legal. So
Yeah.
there's some
I
wild
know
stuff
there's
out
some
there.
states out there that are like that, where you can just throw stuff on there and it's like, okay, here you go. It's and
Yeah, Washington's
we
pretty,
unfortunately aren't.
it's still pretty lenient. I knock on some version of wood. It's probably not going to be that way forever. Oh, look, Parallel Camper's here. Hey, Parallel Camper. Let's see. I believe Little Birdie said we should do one more giveaway. I think it should be. Hold on, I'm looking.
Oh, so Mary
See.
says that we can give away one of the pint cups or an insulated mug.
Is that the 4-in-1 drink cooler?
Depends on if we have one in stock or socks.
You
Yeah,
have socks?
we have darn tough socks. Yes, darn tough socks. I'm behind the curve on this one. They're freaking amazing, and I'm slowly transitioning every pair of socks I own to darn tough
Oh, what are these?
because
Hold
they're
on.
just like, you wouldn't think a pair of socks would be that fantastic and a big deal, and they're kind of expensive, but it's a lifetime warranty. And
On a sock?
yes, if you put a hole in the sock, you send it to them, and they will send you a new sock.
What?
Yeah.
I'll put that to the test.
So we carry a lot of the midweight.
Oh, there we go.
Because the midweight it's got a little bit of cushion on the sole, and for wearing and riding boots is really good.
Oh, they're wool.
You just have to check with the sock height and what type of boots you wear.
Okay.
But also it's predominantly merino wool. It's like 50+% merino wool, and we picked those out specifically because this may be gross, but for my testing purposes, I will usually wear a pair of socks. Let me rephrase this in the beginning.
Days on end?
So I've got these, the ankle ones. I will wear these in the mornings when I go to work at the store. So probably 5-6 hours. I'll take them off. I'll put them to the side so they can air out, and I'll put on my work socks, which are also darn tough, and I'll wear those all day, and I'll wear those 2 pairs of socks the whole week, and then I'll wash them because you don't want to also overwash wool socks.
You gotta give them the old stank foot test.
Yeah. And I've not had any issues with stank foot or stank sock with these.
No stank foot from the darn tough, huh?
No, it's
Okay.
they're really, really nice.
So are we giving one of these away? Was that a nod from MCN boss?
Yeah.
Okay. Where'd he go? Small man, I'm bringing you back up.
Let's see.
There he is. All right. Small man Moto, make up the hashtag for this giveaway.
Just darn
Oh.
tough.
Oh, I would no.
Or no, stinky socks.
There you go. You were close. I was gonna let you do it, and then I decided that I already had it. So,
Okay.
we're gonna go with this one because I like it. Bam. Hashtag Stankfoot. He said hashtag waffles. No, we're not supporting your bullying, your cyber bullying, ADV Oregon. I've got you.
So, for the socks, whoever wins, we'll just need to get their shoe size.
Okay, so whoever wins shoe size, name, and address.
Yeah.
Tallmanmoto@gmail.com.
Yeah, you'll send me the information. We'll take care of it.
Yes.
So, me and Mary met at Sears.
It's a place of love.
Yeah, I
deals.
worked in receiving, and she at the time I think was signing. Were you signing? Can you hear me? I don't think she can hear me.
That means that she's not watching anymore.
Maybe not. Yes. Okay. So yeah, I worked in receiving, and she worked, and she was one of the signing managers, and she handled all that.
Did you hear yes?
Yeah.
There she is. And then she gave your heart a sign of love. Well,
And so
goats.
we worked together for a while, and we're friends for a while, and then then we started dating, and yeah.
Sears. Is Sears even still around?
I think
I feel like they're online still. I don't think they have any. All of their mall locations have closed. Hold on, I'm gonna Google it.
Yeah,
While
there's
we're
several of them that
collecting
were around us that had closed over the
Sears
years.
store. Steers.com/stores. Oh, look at that. They do still have stores. Well, I'll be darned. Unlike that other stupid toy place that closed.
Which one?
Talk about it. What the heck was it called? Toys R Us.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, they went bankrupt in
Wow.
America. I know. I'm still not over it. Canada still has them because Canada's better. Because Canadians are, I guess, smarter with their money.
Do they really have Toys R Us in Canada?
I believe so.
I did not know that.
87% sure about this. Toys R Us in Canada. Yeah, see, they're still up in the Canadas. They went bankrupt in America though, because they're all the worst, and it's unfortunate. So it's very sad. Hashtag Stankfoot for a pair of those darn tough socks. Merino wool for all day use. Cushion through the leg and underfoot. They have increased durability. They're naturally odor resistant. They stay dry, regulate heat, and have a true seamless toe, which means no bunching. Basically work for darn tough.
Now, if you have a wide foot, I've got like a 4E wide foot, so the problem I ran into with the socks is if you go up a size because you have a wide foot, the heel kind of goes up a little bit higher on the backside. It becomes too long. But I've been able to mitigate that by just kind of not pulling so tight when I pull them up, and it doesn't bunch up or cause any issues. So they are coming out with a wide version of their socks next year, though.
Bam. And then you won't have hashtag Stankfoot.
Yeah.
I believe we're going to go with last call here in 10, 9, hashtag Stankfoot 8, 7, 6, hashtag Stankfoot 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Who's it going to be? Who's getting hashtag no stank feet? And our winner is Motorcycles and pancakes. Hashtag suck it waffles. You want a pair of I almost said stank feet socks. You want a pair of hashtag no stank feet darn tough socks. So tallmanmoto dot oh my goodness, I'm having a stroke. Tallmanmoto@gmail.com. Name, address, and shoe size. And we will get you some darn tough socks. Guys, giveaways are so exciting. And it's so easy. No OBS software with conversions and double back programming. I'm just saying things that sound important. Where are we at? So we are at it is 7:10 here on the West Coast, which is 8, 9, 10 on the East Coast. MotoCamp nerds, Ben, I don't want to keep you all night, so I will make this the formal opportunity for you to ditch out. Or you can just stay and hang out.
I'm still on my second. I haven't
all right.
my second beer, so we got some time.
Stupid cat.
Plus, I'm sure you've got more questions, and so does everybody else. So we'll just hang out.
I got so many questions. The notes say open to questions from viewers, so it's on the viewers now.
Mm-hmm.
It's on the viewers for the question. Steven says that his grandma always gave him socks for Christmas. Are you saying that we're your grandma?
These are the socks that you always wish you got that you never did.
The lime actually looks. Hold on, let me bring these back up because the lime's pretty snazzy here. I like that green.
So while you got it up, I'll kind of do like a rough, like, I hate to be like a sales pitch, but just a rough go through what we have in stock and why we stocked it. So those are trying to remember. Those are just kind of like they're good boot. They're a good sock if you have a low cut boot because they don't go up high enough if you've got like a higher motocross or adventure boot.
Mm-hmm.
So they're good for like a round camp. It's a midweight sock, so it's a little bit thicker, and it's got a cushioned sole. And so that extra little bit of cushion is it's just really nice. It's just nice on the feet. It's just
a nice addition.
Yeah, when you put it on and you step in your shoes, it's just like, oh, these are sweet. These are nice.
Well, hello.
So the other ones we stock, though, we have we actually stock the work ones, not because of I work and I use them, but because there's extra cushion in the toe.
Okay, let's see which one.
Go to, I'm gonna say, if you go to apparel,
Steely.
And
there we
socks, you can actually just see
all
at one time. There you go. That's
Bam.
awesome. Okay, so let's see. We'll start at the top one. So the over the calf heavyweight tactical. That's an all like I think it's like 60% merino wool. It's thick all the way through, and it is an over the calf. It actually goes up to, I've got short legs, so it goes up to my knee. So that's a good one if you're riding in the winter or if you need a really warm sock. Lots of cushion. It's like a higher merino wool count, so it's just good for pretty much anybody with taller boots. The hiker boots, the hiker boot cut is, like I said, that's for if you have a lower cut boot. It's got the cushion on the sole of the foot. The Steely boot is the work sock, and you see that orange line. It actually goes up halfway up your foot, and so there's extra cushion all the way up. So if you wear steel toes at work, they're fantastic because they don't cut in. But I've also noticed they're really comfy on your shifter foot, just because if you're shifting up and down, if you have a thinner boot that wears in, sometimes you get that kind of that irritation on the top of your foot from upshifting.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just kind of like an extra little bit of cushion for that. So that's why I picked those out. Of course, we have the women's versions, and then the over the calf ski and snowboard sock where the gray is. You've got on that shin piece, you actually have extra cushion there as well. So if you do have a motocross boot, it's a higher cut and it gives you that extra cushion on the shin.
That'd be nice, so it's
And
not rubbing as much.
yeah, so you get cushion on the
Yeah.
sole, and you get cushion on the shin. And I was actually wearing those today. We were out riding my in-laws in the backyard, and yeah, they're very comfortable.
Darn tough socks. Buy them today.
And if you put a hole in them, you send them back, and they will replace them.
Have you? I'm not to. Have you managed to wear a hole and send one back yet?
No,
Have you even managed to wear a hole in one yet?
not at all. No, I've had
Wild.
people reach out to me after we got them and said, "Oh yeah, that's a good call. I'm glad you carry them." There's a guy who did a lot of lawn care, like it was his daily job, and he had the lightweight sock, and he was actually rubbing through and wearing out the lightweight sock. They still replaced it, but he decided to go with the midweight just because he was wearing through the lightweight.
Ooh, here we go. Ooh, Steven Stanton is here for the great questions. What's the first piece of quality gear you'd suggest investing in as a new moto camper? I'm curious your answer because I could tell you mine, but I want to hear you first.
Sleep system,
Okay.
pad, then sleeping bag. So I tell most people, because especially when it gets into the warmer weather, like you don't necessarily need a really, really good sleeping bag, but you still need a really good sleeping pad or a cot, whatever your preference is. And so investing in a good sleeping pad that's comfortable, that'll get you through the night. That's the anybody that comes in the door, I'm like, spend your money on this, and then the bag, and then accessories, and honestly, the tent last, just because the tent is more of a convenience. Since we stock all the bike pack tents, it's more of a convenience factor than it is a necessity on comfort.
I actually exactly fully agree because my thing was going to be the sleeping pad first because that was the thing that I really focused on last, and it was the biggest change in how much I enjoyed camping was when I finally found a good sleeping pad that like went for it. And as somebody who's just starting out in camping, typically, right, like that first year or two, unless you have friends who have already been doing it for a while, you're not going to be out in the rain or adverse weather. A $20 tent from Walmart for people just starting out, like you said, like the tent's really the last investments until you start dealing with like crappy weather and the tent even really matters. So
right. I mean, I had because I'm 5'5", I was able to sleep diagonally in a junior scout tent from Walmart, the Ozark Trails one. And so it packed small. So I picked it up and I'm like, oh, I'm small enough to sleep in this. And so I just slept diagonally. I mean, my head and my toes still kind of touched the sides. But I mean, even when it rained, it wasn't like it flooded. It kept the rain out, and it was good enough.
Yeah, ADV Oregon says throw your money at it and it pays dividends. 100%.
Yeah. I've had several people at rallies come up to me, and we would get them in like the Boundary Deluxe or just a better air pad instead of the self-inflating pads, because Thermarest for years dominated the market with the self-inflating pads. And go ahead, were you gonna say something?
Oh no, I was agreeing.
Oh, okay.
As you were walking into probably saying that not worth the money.
In my experience, the self-inflating pads are nowhere near as comfortable, and with newer technology, the air pads are more comfortable, more reliable, and still give you that R value that you need and pack smaller. Yes. And so, several people at rallies came up and said, "Oh my God, thank you, because I never realized that camping could be comfortable. I thought you just had to be uncomfortable, and these mats are what you got stuck with." So,
sorry, there's like weird banging happening outside my apartment. My PTSD is kicking in.
Are you good?
That I'm not getting robbed. That threw me for a weird loop. Okay, here we go. Best low price tent MCN carries. It's the Kelty Late Start, perfect for ADV. Oh look, ADV Oregon's over here doing all the research for us too. This is great. Thanks everybody for
I would actually
here.
which we don't have any in stock, and Kelty has not given us an ETA on when they will have it in stock, so we can order it. But the Kelty Far Out, because it does come with the footprint, and the way the pole set is designed, it's actually got a bend in the pole set, so it has a little bit more vertical rise before it comes into that dome shape. Let me turn my hands a little bit to meet the camera. Here we go. Yeah, there we go. And
Perfect.
so Light Star is still a really good tent. There's nothing wrong with it, and it's the same quality as the Far Out. It's just that the poles are more at that traditional dome where they're at an angle, so you're losing some of this space here where you could put your head, whereas the Far Out has that slight bend in the pole to give you a little bit more vertical rise.
Oh man, I never even would have thought of like the base angle, but that's true. Yeah. Motorcycles and Pancakes is the first thing actually into MotoCamp is a motorcycle. You know what? I've been so supportive. Hashtag waffles. That's what he gets. Just kidding, buddy.
By the way, Motorcycles and
Hey,
Pancakes, I owe you a podcast, so I've not forgot about you. I'm trying to get through the holiday season and sales, and so this is kind of leading up, like why we scheduled out this live stream. Yeah.
Tall Man Moto got him first. Also, to let my ADHD run wild just for a quick second, it occurs to me, everybody's talking about pancakes and waffles. I think French toast is not getting a fair shake in this conversation, and I just want that to be said on the internet.
Hold on, I gotta look through this live chat because I can't see it on the screen.
We're trying to keep up here.
If you see me on my phone, I'm not ignoring the people. I'm actually catching up on my phone.
He's engaging with the people. Ooh, any plans to carry firebox stoves? Will A asks.
Oh, did I
don't really know a lot about those.
I believe I have reached out to Firebox about carrying their stuff. But there was a reason why I haven't done it yet, and I can't remember what the reason was.
Oh, these are cool. I don't think I know about these.
Firebox?
I don't think so.
Oh yeah, Firebox is awesome. It's little. I mean, it packs flat, and it's just. I think they got stainless steel. I don't know if they have titanium as well.
Here,
but just little metal stoves that you put together. Little wood stoves.
Bam! Look at these. They got little coffee kits. Oh yeah, then they get all cool colored because it gets all hot.
And the owner is a moto camper, because if you go on their YouTube, you can see him out there camping with motorcycles, and more recently goat camping, where he uses goats as packing
goat, like a goat, like
yes,
like a goat.
Yeah, he's got like 2 goats with like panniers thrown over the goat. I don't know if it's panniers you would call it for a goat, whatever you call it that you throw on
ears.
I don't know what it's
called. Goat camping. Oh man, where's this guy at? I gotta find him. I'm gonna go do a special Tall Man Moto Goat Camping Edition episode. Let's see. John Ringo with the Crypt. You would say that. It's an Air Force thing. They love crypts. I like how all of the weird random alternatives are coming out now. Dutch babies. I love Critter's question above about what am I doing? What are you doing at ADV Oregon?
The best gift for a moto camping friend. A gift card to MotoCampNerd?
Yeah.
If you want to be more personal, you could give them, depending on how much you want to spend,
a gift card and a hug.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Stickers to MotoCampNerd. Pack boxes, dry bags.
So many options on www.motocampnerd.com.
It's hard to, because everybody's different, and that's the hardest part I've come across building different kits, because a lot of people request a whole entire camping kit.
Oh.
But everybody's different in the sense of how they sleep and what temperature ranges they'll be in. And so we try to just kind of customize. When people want something, we just ask them and build a kit based off of their needs.
Okay, so I have a question because you're the first like business owner that I've gotten to talk to since a firm really took off. So for context, I used to work with the Small Business Administration, so I don't say that as like a weird. I don't know. It just felt like a weird thing to say to me. Anyways, the point here is, how does this work as a business owner? Because you have a partnership with a firm now. What does that look like on the back end for you?
As far as
So like, do they pay you in full? So I've been super curious with it's again, this is the ADHD just kind of
it's good.
So do you get paid in full and then they manage that as like a typical loan?
Who?
A firm. So I'm a customer. I show up to your website. I know. Sorry. I know.
No, you're fine.
Sometimes people just have to catch up to my brain that's like 2 miles ahead.
No, it's okay. I do the same thing. I understand.
Have you seen a boost in sales since you started offering this?
I don't know if it would necessarily be a boost in sales. I've seen a certain percentage of people buying and using the shop pay payment. And so I guess it makes it more convenient. And a lot of people requested it. So I think it was about a year and a half ago, I think people were requesting us to have that. It came available to us to use for the store. And people actually wanted it. And I asked around and people said, yeah, we would love to be able to have that. And so that goes through Shopify as the platform we use for the store. And it just goes through that and just kind of, we just get a payout. It does cost us more on the back end. So like, every credit card transaction costs like a certain percentage. And then so when we use that and offer that, it costs a little bit more in a percentage, but it gives people the opportunity to pay in, segments.
Hold on, I'm building a thing. I need a good hashtag. Guys, I can't always be creative, but I can. Wait for it.
All right, so Critter Moto, since starting MCN, how many times did you say to yourself, what am I doing?
Yeah, there's a great question.
So at the beginning, it was that exciting, like, oh, we're doing something new, and it's just this cool thing. We have a garage full of gear. And then once the sales really started picking up and we cleared over $100,000 in sales in 1 year, we're like, I'm like, oh, this is real. This is actually happening. Like, this isn't just a hobby or like a side. This is like something that's going on. And then it kept on going and picking up speed. And so, I wouldn't say the question would be, what am I doing? But it is I wouldn't say it's an everyday struggle, but there are certain things that go on in the business that are just very difficult and hard to manage. And it's just been one of the most difficult things I've had to do ever, mentally and, well, physically, because I'm working 2 jobs now. But
yeah, I would, yes, 100%. Okay, so if you're wondering what hashtag sweet pork is, and you're not paying attention to the feverish tab things that are happening here, I'm throwing this on the list of things that I'm giving away for MOTOCAMPNERD, which is a peak refuel sweet pork and rice. If you've watched any of my videos in the last year and a half, you know that I'm obsessed with peak refuel. Mountain House can suck it. They got nothing on peak refuel, guys, and so I'm gonna give one of these away too, because I'm just all jazzed up about being able to do giveaways. So hashtag sweet pork will get you entered for delicious. This is really that's the best dehydrated meal I've had to date. The way that I describe it is if somebody made that in the back room and poured it out onto a plate and brought it to me in a restaurant, I'd be happy with it. I wouldn't even be mad. It's so good. So hashtag sweet pork for a peak refuel sweet pork and rice.
So I haven't tried that one yet.
Oh
so,
my God, it's so good.
So we actually got reached out to by Peak Refuel, and I told them, I guess another answer to Critter Moto's question is not necessarily what am I doing, but that kind of like, oh, we're actually doing this is when brands are reaching out to me wanting us to care for their stuff.
Yeah, that's exciting. 100% I'll back Peak Refuel is quality. I have yet to have a single thing from them that is not delicious. So John Ringo asks, is it the same one you had at Giant Loop Mat? Yes. Peak Refuel is, dude, they're just better. Like, they're better in every way. It looks better than a Mountain House when it's made. The ingredients look fresher. The taste is there. The serving size is pretty good.
Well, it's a double.
I'm real happy with them. So, yeah, their breakfast skillet is, I can't finish it, and that's saying something. That bag is packed full. That is a genuine 2-person serving size. Sweet pork and rice, I'll just plow right through. But they're delicious. So sweet pork, hashtag sweet pork for a Peak Refuel sweet pork and rice. I'm keeping track of all the things that I have to send you money for. But we'll do one more thing before the evening's over. I gotta search through and see what you got.
So when they reached out to us, we did, which as people are reaching out to us, we kind of tell them our stipulation is before we carry anything, we have to test it first. So we asked them to send us a sample. And so they did. They sent us like a little sample box of different ones. And I told them I have a milk allergy, so send me some that are not, that are dairy free. And the butternut squash dalbot, I think is how you say it.
Whatever yeah, I think I have that one in my bag right now, but I haven't tried it.
If you like Indian food or any kind of in that vicinity kind of food and that seasoning and that spice, it is really friggin' good. Like you said, it's a high quality. You get a lot of flavor to it. The ingredients that are in there, it rehydrated. Well, all of them that we've had so far that we've tested, they've taken a few extra minutes to rehydrate. So like the biscuits and gravy. The first time we did it,
gravy is incredible.
So the first time we did it, we just put the water in there and boiled it.
Oh,
and
you didn't break up the biscuit either.
No, I didn't break.
I feel better about it. I feel like such an idiot.
So the sales rep told me, he's like, "Yeah, we need to put that on like the front of the bag or in the bolder print that says it because there's a little fine line and it says pro tip, break up the biscuits." No. So we did it on the second round, and we did have to wait another, I'd say 5 to 10 minutes, and there were still some pieces. Like realistically, come on, everybody understands that this is freeze dried food, so you're going to have some variances in texture, but overall, Mary seemed to like it, except for some of the textural differences in some of the biscuits. But it was good flavor. I tried a little bit of it, even though it has milk in it. I thought it was pretty good.
The gravy was really surprising. Oh no, Critter's leaving. Bye, Critter.
Bye, Critter.
Bye, Critter.
Merry Christmas.
Oh, Merry Christmas to all. The gravy really impressed me, and I'm really picky about like biscuits and gravy. It's never peppery enough for me. And it always just kind of is bland in a lot of places that I go to. But it was very flavorful. Had a good like peppery bit to it without being like spicy. It's just all of their stuff is it's just delicious.
Oh yeah. I actually had the coconut curry chicken the other day, and
I've had that one. That one's good too.
Yep. I waited an extra 5 minutes to rehydrate, but it was really good. The rice was good. There were some pieces of chicken that were a little didn't get fully rehydrated.
Not quite.
But besides that, like the flavor, and I would definitely eat that again. Yeah, they're really good so far. I've had really good experiences with the meals that we've had.
Well, if you're hungry for a giveaway, it's time. You see those expert transitions? Da-na-na-na-na-na. Hey, Mayomoto. Mayomoto wins a free sweet pork and rice peak refuel dehydrated meal. Mayomoto, email tallmanmoto@gmail.com. Your name and your address. and we'll get that sent to you.
Yeah, I'm just gonna make him come to the store and pick it up because he's local to us.
Yeah, just go pick it up, Mayomoto. Gosh.
Make him come visit us one day. He so you know why his name is Mayomoto? It's because his name is Duke.
Duke. Wait, is there? Oh, is that
Duke Mayo?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Right. Tracking. Look, see, this is why Small Man Moto's a great moderator. He's keeping a list. He's tracking for me. Bacon Whiskey's here. Let's see who else is hanging out with us still.
Any comments we need to catch up on? Any questions?
Everybody's saying bye to Critter. A2V Oregon's still trolling. Motorcycles and pancakes. I didn't get to enjoy Critter's outgoing message, which says, well, boys and girls living up here in the north, we have to always be on standby for Santa. He just called and said he needs some help getting the reindeer in line. So there he goes. He's off doing reindeer things. Makes sense. Andy's back. Give me a good question for MotoCamp nerds. Ben. That's not a question.
Well, one thing was the darn tough socks. That's not a question, it's a statement.
That was great. You're really
all of my
this.
Socks in my wardrobe are darn tough socks. And I have done the warranty replacement because I had my toenail make a hole in one of my socks. They replaced it, no question. They actually give you a credit back to their store. You send them in clean. They look at them and they say yes, and then they give you a gift certificate to use in their store.
Oh,
which
neat.
is at least the value of this what you paid for the socks.
Oh, good to know. I didn't know how that exactly went. I mean, they told us that they'll replace it, but they didn't say specifically like we will give you a credit. It was just we'll replace your socks. So
yeah,
we've yet to do the replacement warranty through the store or anything.
And it'll actually go through them. You won't have to worry about the warranty part. They will, all that communication after you sold them to the customer, you're out of it. They take care of it from there.
That's nice.
We do actually have the option as a dealer to do it in store if we would like.
Oh,
yeah. They give us there's like a program that we can participate in to help out like customers. If they just want to come in the store and swap them, we can just swap them one for one and then send them out for the customer or for their sake. So I guess in that sense, we would just get a credit on our business account.
Oh, very cool. Another thing was that what was the pan I got from you? The Alpha 10, I believe, was the one I got with the Sea to Summit.
Mm-hmm.
It was that 2-person collapsible Sea to Summit pot and bowls and cups.
Yeah,
so when my 10 o'clock question to you that you answered while you were at your other job was what, because I wanted to nest that pan with the Sea to Summit.
Oh, I remember this.
Oh yeah, I do remember that.
And you had actually taken the 2 and you said, well, the 8 will fit, but it was snug. The 10 fit better. And that was what I ended up getting, I think was the Alpha 10 pan with that 2-person collapsible set with the.
Yeah, the XSET 21 is the solo one, and it nests in the 8-inch pan. And then the 31 nests in the 10-inch pan.
Oh, there he goes. He's back.
There, yeah.
He froze there for a second.
I was wondering what happened.
I was trying to save face because he's like. So Crashimoto says, where do you find all of the items that you carry outdoor Vegas? I don't know what outdoor Vegas means, but you probably do.
Google. When I have free time, which lately has been kind of hit and miss on when I've been able to research new gear. I go online and I just search for just anything and everything. I'll check out the brands. All the brands that we carry are pretty good about letting us know like new stuff that comes in. But for like new and updated stuff, I just try to keep my finger on the pulse for outdoor industry new stuff all over and just kind of see what fits into our segment the best or what I feel would work best for what we're doing. So like For example, I randomly saw it on Instagram one day, was the glue tread patches that we just added to the store. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is perfect, because how many times have I heard, because I haven't experienced this personally, but I've heard friends who have slashed a tire on some of that rock that's found on the BDRs. And so they get this gash in the side or in the middle of their tread. So glue tread actually makes a patch. So if you've got a tubeless tire, or even if you had a tube tire with a slash in it, you could put this patch on it. And it's an off-road only patch, but it's enough to get you out of the trail or off the trail and back to civilization to replace your tire.
Huh. Is that these little patches here?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I've not tested them yet. We just got them in stock yesterday, actually.
Oh, okay.
And so if
New
anybody,
edition.
I need to find a willing participant to slash their tire and to try these to give us some content.
Glue Tread SXS kit. Interesting. Okay.
Is that
Man, that's gotta
tubed
be-
or tubeless tires? Does that work on both? Do you know?
So it would work on it's made for like
Oh, so it's made for the tire itself.
right. I guess that's a better way to put it. It's
Okay.
made for the tire itself. So if you put a huge gash in your tire, even if you were running a tube, I know people will have to put like zip ties around the tire to hold it together so it
Mhm.
doesn't expand. You could use that to help prevent the tire from completely rupturing. But if you had a tubeless tire, like, you know, my Beamer has tubeless wheels or tires on it. So if I slash the side of the wall or even in the middle of the grooves of the tread, you could put one of those patches on there.
So theoretically, for tubes or tubeless.
Yeah. It won't,
Huh.
I wouldn't necessarily trust it to, because I mean, if you have a tube tire and you get a gash, you're probably going to pop your tube. So you'll have to replace the tube and then put the patch
Mhm.
on it as well. Like I said, it's more of like a structural thing at that point to hold the tire together from falling apart.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a survival situation, not a convenience.
Yeah.
MyV360 says in a comment and not on screen, you now carry MSR gear, question mark?
Yes. We've had MSR for about a year, I think.
Oh, here you go. Mayomoto says, Ben, I've got a rear that I'm ready to swap on the GS. Let's give the glue tread a try. So he can
Good.
stop by, pick his peak refuel up, and you can slash his rear tire.
There we go.
Perfect. That's customer service right there.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I vote for one more item on my behalf here. And I'm going to go with dramatic build-up.
I like I have a buddy's brand new tire in my car. I don't think he will mind if we experiment.
Oh, yeah, John Ringo. There we go. Perfect. Yeah, an unwilling participant. Okay, ready? This is going to be a complicated hashtag too, but everybody who was around for it will really appreciate it. So we're going to give away MOTOCAMPNERD flask. TMM. Let me just throw that there. So we're going to give away a MOTOCAMPNERD flask, and our hashtag for that is... Oh, no, where'd it go? I've got too many things open, guys. There it is. Bam. Oh, no. No, not fist live stream. Don't do it. I should have left it. Oh, goodness. First live stream. Everybody be cool. Okay, so hashtag TallmanMoto first live stream. Get entered to win that MOTOCAMPNERD flask. The whiskey fisted me that night, I'll tell you that much.
I think Matt Roden has one a couple of MCN flasks from various live streams.
Oof.
By the way, just a shout out to Matt because I met him and saw him at Waylon Wayne Weekend in Ohio. And he freaking rides the GS like a dirt bike. He's just ripping the bike around, berms, just throwing the whole bike around like I've not seen other people throw it around before. And he acts like it's a 250, and he rides the hell out of that bike.
Yeah, that's what is his? I always forget his YouTube adventure backcountry adventure. Kyle from I think it's Backcountry Adventure. He rides the same way, and he rides those big bikes like he's on a trials bike. It's insane. It's just I don't know. It's crazy to me what people are capable of, because I am not. Yeah. And Kyle Jenkins says that hashtags for the other channel, man. Ha 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 ha. You guys don't worry about that. So if you could have any bike, what would it be? I'm gifting you one bike for free. What are you going to pick?
Well, the only thing that's on my mind right now is that CRF 300 LS.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got the 1250, so I've got like a big bike for touring and long distance. So I just need another dual sport bike.
Yeah, you really need the two, like to really enjoy top to bottom. I think the outdoors, off-roading on a motorcycle. You gotta have two. There's not anyone. I think the closest thing that really is gonna fit that compromise of both is gonna be something like a T7. But you're giving up either way. Like, either I want to go do really dumb stuff in the woods and maybe almost get stuck. I'm going to do it on a small bike. But if I'm going a long ways, right, that twin is what's going to get me there. So.
Well, and Critter Moto has done a good job of proving that you can ride a 250 from.
Yeah, he proves us all wrong. Yeah.
Canada to the United States and all over.
Down
and
to
so
Southern
depending on your pace, even hell, Round the World Paul, he rode his little trial 125 through all lower 48.
That's C90 Adventures. Yeah, I mean they took the little 90cc across basically the world.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, depending on your route, I like the 1250 just because we do a lot of 2-up and with all the gear. Plus, we live in the center of North Carolina, and so there's a lot of highway, interstate all around us.
Yeah,
it's really hard to just get out of that into the mountain and the back roads that are really good. So it's nice to be able to jump on the bike, drive an hour and a half north or west to the mountains, and then have the fun. On a 250, that would be kind of miserable, and it would take you probably about 2.5, 3 hours to get to the same areas.
Yeah, there's lots of long highway out there in North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
I would not want to do that on a small bike at all. Okay, let's see. So, Gaming Wizard Steve is here. If you're just showing up, because I'm seeing a few new people pop in here, hashtag TMM first live stream will get you a MOTOCAMPNERD flask. Because welcome new people. We're doing giveaway stuff now because I learned that I have the technology. So that's exciting. And also, if you don't know, new people that are here, if you're bad at reading titles and you just click in because it's a Tall Man Moto live stream, we're here with MOTOCAMPNERD's Ben. It's been a very exciting evening. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You know, we've gone almost 2 hours and I haven't said it once. What a disappointment. All right, so we're at 7 entries. We're going to let it go for another 10 seconds. And then we're going. We're hitting it. We're doing the draw. We're having a draw time. All right, close enough. Let's go. Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? It's going to be... Teabag ADV.
Yeah.
Welcome to the live stream. You win a MOTOCAMPNERD flask. So shoot me an email, teabagadv tallmanmoto@gmail.com with your name and address and what you won, and we will get that shipped out to you. But don't email me that you won a motorcycle, because I know better. And I've got a moderator who's doing a great job of keeping track. And now that Critter Moto's gone, we should raffle off his motorcycle. We tried to do it at the Get Lost Find Yourself event, but he caught on. And he didn't let us raffle it off. All right, let's see where we at. Let's pop it on the comments here. Matt Roden says he demoed a Cove 450 Rally. I think that would be a good bike for people that want something more nimble but not ridiculously overpowered. I'm curious about those. I want to hop on one because they're really hitting the scene strong. Like, they weren't here and now suddenly they're kind of everywhere. So I need to get on one of those. So if you have a Cove and you're in the Pacific Northwest and you want to let an idiot ride it, let me do it. Also, by the way, guys, I haven't pointed it out, but Abe Lincoln's here, and he's got a Santa hat on. It's one of my favorite shirts. I only get to wear it this time of year.
Nice. I didn't realize it was Abe Lincoln.
Yeah, it's Abe Lincoln. He just kind of pops up to make sure everything's going all right, and then he's back out. Who?
Okay, I need a break. I got a refill.
Okay, there he goes. Ready? And bop and bop. All right, you're pretending to be MotoCampNerd Ben now.
Okay, ask me a question.
Get in the mindset. All right, Pacific Northwest MotoCamp Ben. If you were taller, would your life be better? See, we can't make short jokes because I feel bad because he's also short.
He's exactly the same height as me.
How does it feel knowing you're not alone as a short person on a motorcycle?
I actually enjoy being short, honestly. There are moments when I wish I was taller, but no. I enjoy making fun of myself about it.
That is a good thing. That is one thing that I really love about you, like, as a person. Let's have a bro moment. Like, and it is different for shorter people than tall people, right? Like, people make the jokes, but there are short people that get angry if you point it out.
Yeah.
Like, that whole small man syndrome is like a real thing.
It is.
Guys
Napoleon
get
syndrome, yeah.
real upset about it. And I love that you can have a sense of humor about it.
And we make it happen.
Oh, Motorcycles Pancake says he gets to hit the rack all. Don't forget to eat more pancakes. I think hold on. My mouse was panicking. There was some dust in there. All right, bye, Motorcycles Pancakes. Don't forget, you can do giveaways. So Motorcycles Pancakes is going to have so many giveaways on his next live. You heard it here first.
Heck yeah.
Oh, wait, before you go, Motorcycles Pancakes is a very valid question. John Ringo wants to know, do McGriddles count? I want to know. I say, like, half yes. Like, it's still crap McDonald's, but it is technically a pancake.
No, I think it's more of a waffle.
No, it's not. It's not a waffle. It's clearly a pancake.
No.
It's a really crappy pancake.
It's pressed. It's pressed and cooked like a waffle.
Man, Moto says I pay good money to be 5'5" and I'm on an airplane.
Oh,
yeah, man. You just got to get that fire seat. I will always volunteer to save the children on an airplane.
No, leg room on a plane. We do not have a problem with that.
Yeah, no issue there.
Poor Duke is like 6'5", and I don't know, is he 250, 260? Big, broad shoulder, big guy.
Yeah.
I'm 6'5" and 250, but I'm just fat. That's why I'm getting back into going to the gym. I'm a tall fat, which is really worse because you don't realize how unhealthy you're getting until suddenly, like, you look down and it's like, ugh, it's happening to me. But, like, it wears well, so nobody notices it. So then I'm like, guys, I'm getting fat, and everybody's like, oh, yeah, okay. I'm like, no, listen, you don't understand. I went up the stairs today, and I had to stop halfway.
Get on a dirt bike and ride as fast as you can for, 2 minutes and then see what your heart rate's at.
Yeah, that's another bonus to having a dual sport, is that it's much more physical riding process, right? So you're basically working out. So get a dual sport.
We just so my nephew's 4 and he's been riding the Stasic little bike, electric bike, and we just got him a PW50.
Oh yeah.
And so we built a track at my in-laws, like a little mini supermoto kind of, or not supermoto, supercross style horseshoe kind of looking track. It's got some rollers, a tabletop, a jump, and just some curves. And I was on Mary's 125, just ripping through as fast as I could, and I did 2 laps. And it's on an acre, so it's not like a huge thing. It's on this little small acre lot, and it's just my heart rate. I was checking it. I'm like, man, my heart rate's like 125. I'm like, oh my gosh, like I wasn't even like really going that fast. So yeah,
I mean, I don't know. It's just like everything about being on a motorcycle is just like the next level when you're actually like properly off-roading, like single track or on like a dirt track. Because there's just so much more happening, at least in my brain.
Well,
like you're not just
kudos,
processing.
you were talking about that earlier about you're kind of changing up your diet and working out more. And my goal was this year, but it didn't happen because we were so busy. But maybe even next year, going in and trying to work out more, because I used to ride BMX a lot, and so just like street skate parks, I never really raced. But I used to have really big calves, and I'm looking down. I'm like, man, my calves has got really small because I've been sitting at a desk for, at my second shift job for the past 5 years. But even more at MOTOCAMPNERD, just sitting more behind the desk doing stuff for the business, not so much getting up and moving around. And so, trying to do things to make sure I strengthen my knees, because I think that's my greatest fear of off-road riding, is my foot catching something and twisting and ruining my knee, because I already have kind of knee issues. And
That's me with
so
my ankles.
My inspiration is, I think it was Dave Mira. I think Dave Mira had completely, like, his MCL or ACL was completely removed because it was just disintegrated from riding BMX for so many years. And he created his own development of working out, or his own program to build the muscle around his knee, so that way he didn't have to use and rely on that anymore, the MCL or ACL. And so he was dragging like a truck tire uphill and downhill, and running backwards and running forwards, uphill and downhill. And so I'm like, oh wow. So I'm like considering these options and watching all these new like motocross videos on trainings and what people do to, develop muscles and in different areas to prevent injury. Because I mean, you've probably seen it, right? Like you see a lot on Instagram and social media, people are riding and something as simple as dropping the bike at a standstill and they break their leg, or something happened and then they twist their foot or whatever. And so
that happened to Explore Adventure Moto when we were up in Vancouver. It was a very slow speed going across that bridge, but there was a couple of small things, right? But the point there is still like those slow speed things can be just as tragic and damaging as like a high speed crash. Let's perfectly compare. Travis, was Crashimoto leaving?
Yep.
Bye, Crashimoto. Yeah, Trav was down in Oregon and flipped his motorcycle end over and was fine.
Oh, yeah.
And then he's going like 5-10 miles an hour and snaps his lower leg.
Yeah.
Around.
Oh, well, Waylon Wayne weekend, we were riding the trails. I mean, there were 2-track trails, like 50 inches wide for side-by-sides and stuff all day. It was me, it was actually Mayo Moto and another Spaz Tech. That's what it is, Spaz Tech. And we got back to the campsite, whatever, and the rally grounds, I should say. And they had a arena set up. They were building the Seas and the rollers for the trials course, and he was going over that. Spaztec was going over that, and the bike kind of went sideways and smashed his foot up against the roller and broke his foot.
That's wild.
But we'd rode trails all day, and he dropped the bike once, and it wasn't a big deal. It was like one of those weird freak accidents. And he was wearing, what was it, brand new Tech 7s or Tech 10s or something like that?
Yeah, Matt Roden says, as dumb as it sounds, I'd rather break a bone than tear something in my knee. I mean, honestly, like, the recovery is a lot swifter with a bone than a muscle tear can, like, wreck the rest of your life. Like,
yeah,
I agree with that. That Ducati that went flying off a cliff? I think if a
Ducati that
motorcycle goes off a cliff, you just die. I'm pretty sure that's how that works. John Ringo's headed out too.
Good night, John.
Bye, buddy.
Bye.
Bye. Hope you find your dad. Well, let's see where we at. We're coming up on 2 hours. How you feeling? How's the room? Room's looking a little small. We're down to 14. Thanks everybody who's been hanging out.
Absolutely. It's been fun just hanging out and drinking and chatting and answering questions.
I love doing these. I like getting everybody together, just having a good time. It's just such a great time. Oh, hey. Speaking of the guy who flipped his motorcycle end over end and then managed to have a horrible fracture by doing 10 miles an hour, we were literally just talking about you.
Oh, yeah.
There he is.
Crab.
We said his name 3 times and he showed up. So to recap for him and why we're talking about it, we were just talking about like unfortunate slow speed terrible things and how to work out and build muscles to try and prevent terrible things happening. And we were comparing the fact, Trav, that you managed to flip your bike end over end and walk away from it, more or less. I think he broke his toe. But then at 10, 15 miles an hour, you end up snapping your leg. So then now here you are. Hey, buddy. Good to see you. Everyone says I expect a tall man to be fairly inebriated. I'm taking a hard pause on drinking as I get ready to start working out. So the new job that I started is a government job, and it's on a Navy base, and they will pay me to work out 1 hour 3 times a week. And I get to use the Navy gym for free. So I've officially run out of reasons to not be going back to the gym. So if they're going to pay me to work out on, instead of work, why not? So I'm taking a break from the drinking. I'm resetting the body. I'm doing a lot of water drinking because I'm going to be an embarrassing shit show that first time I hop on the treadmill to do 1.5 miles. So
I'm laughing at you and Travis's comment.
Yeah, I see him. That's SEAMEN, sir. You're so bad at spelling. Oh. Oh, goodness.
Not even 5 minutes in, and you've seen how he's changed.
That's it. There he is. Like I said, when him and Ben are in the room, Dork, they're in the room.
Oh, yeah.
There's no quietly sitting in the comments for them. I get it. I do the same thing on other people's lives.
Where the hell is Dork in the Road at anyway?
He's in Florida or something. He's off doing family vacation things.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's right. I forgot about that. Ha ha ha. Ha 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 ha. You guys are so funny. Yes, he's off. He told me where he was, but I forgot. The point is I have to have a project done for him by the 17th. So that's what I know, but I'll have it. I think I'm gonna have it done tomorrow. It's a camping thing. There's a drunken rant about Carrie Underwood in there. Super excited to put this one out for him.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah. We can't trust her dialogue in certain songs, and you'll learn more when his video comes out.
Disneying.
The fun thing about editing for Dork in the Road is that I get to see the uncut, sometimes interesting thought process of Dork in the Road. Because you know how we all just ramble to ourselves in our helmets, right? Like that happens whether or not you're running a YouTube channel or not. It turns out I was very excited to learn and made me feel much less crazy. Everybody does it. But man, some of the stuff he comes up with is just so delightful and ridiculous. He's a funny guy.
And we'll never see it.
Funny guy. And there are certain things that YouTube would not allow. But he's funny. There was a whole Sean Connery bit that I wish we could have put in there, but canceled on all fronts.
Talking to the camera, is there a moment where he just talks to you as the editor through the whole thing?
That took a while for him to start doing. And every once in a while we'll find pieces that like we can put in there when they work as bits. But yeah, he has full conversations with me, which I also enjoy.
Am I frozen?
Who broke the internet? Who's frozen? Oh, I think he's saying that he's not in here anymore, which is funny because I didn't even notice that he left. Sorry, buddy. I mean, I always know you're here. I love you. Are you just holding still, or is your internet now frozen? Oh, you are just holding still. That was perfect timing. I was like, oh no, now his is frozen.
I was wondering. I'm looking at. I've got the screen here, which we're on, but I've got my TV set to YouTube as well. So I'm kind of like watching comments pop up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Matt Roden says just sneak in an end of the year blooper reel. Don't think I haven't thought about it. Hey, you didn't pay me to edit this one, but here you go, internet.
Thank me later.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's a funny guy. All right, we're at 8, 9, 10, 11 East Coast time. I think it's a good wind down time. An end of the year dork blooper reel would be epic. Guys, listen.
Do we miss any more comments?
No, we're pretty we're pretty dialed into me releasing a gorilla Dork in the Road video. So we'll see. Hold on. Let me just look at one thing real quick. It's real. Hold on. Carry my live stream. What's going on over there? You microwaving something?
Microwaving my coffee.
You're microwaving coffee?
Yeah, it's coffee from this morning. It's not still warm.
It's 8 o'clock. You know what? You live your best life. I'm not judging you.
Oh, fine. I'm just gonna leave that.
You get out of here.
He's moderating for you.
Yeah, he's moderating, not carrying my live stream. Doesn't he understand? Ooh, have you tried this Good to Go mushroom risotto? Hold on, let me bring it up.
Yes, it is one of my favorites.
Are these are the little single size? Yeah, 1 serving per pouch. How are these? You just answered it. You said it's one of your favorites.
Yeah, the mushroom risotto is my favorite. So the difference with Good to Go versus Peak is Good to Go is dehydrated, where Peak is freeze dried.
What? I'm gonna ask a stupid question that you'll know the answer to probably. What does that mean in the difference? Like, I know the difference between freeze dried and dehydrated. Is dehydrated better quality wise than freeze dried?
With dehydrated food, from what I've tasted, you get better flavor.
Oh, really?
With less additives. And so if you look at the ingredients on Good to Go foods, for those who are really mindful of what they're putting or what they're eating.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was good. They've
got a lot of just basic ingredients. So, I mean, anybody can dehydrate their own food. So if you have any kind of like soup or whatever, you could actually dehydrate it and then make it yourself. Whereas let me hold on before I go into freeze dried. It does have more of a texture issue for like peas, beans.
Dehydrated does?
The dehydrated does. So I noticed on beans and peas and stuff, like whenever you rehydrate it, the outer shell on the beans are a little bit thicker and harder and kind of chewy. And so, I mean, that's about the only difference. And then the freeze-dried foods, you have to, the texture is not as bad, or the texture is not as different, I guess, on freeze-dried foods, but you lose a lot of the flavor.
Interesting.
Then
it says mushrooms gross. Get out of here. We're not
It
going to
also-
repeat some of the comments happening from. I like though halfway through there that you caught yourself and remembered that Explore Adventure Moto is now in the chat and went with a different phrasing for how somebody is enjoying the quality of food.
Why
That
does he
that
not
was a
enjoy
good
the quality
catch.
of food? Is there something? Did I miss something?
No, you almost went with what they're putting in their body, and then you changed phrasing.
Oh yes, yeah.
And that was a good catch. Because Explore Adventure Moto he's here. Oh goodness.
One piece of kit you want MCN Boss.
Oh yeah, I forgot I put that down there.
MCN Boss as Mary.
MCN Boss. He's referring to your wife. He's a funny guy.
Mary's the boss. Well, that's really hard because we own a camping store. So literally,
yeah, that is true. What do you want her to buy you unnecessarily, not at cost, just to say Merry Christmas?
So what she did get me for Christmas, which actually came in today, which was really cool, was since I've been on this coffee kick and kind of turned into a hobby, was a little kit to roast my own coffee beans.
Ooh.
And so it comes with several different small bags of green coffee beans. And then it tells you how to go in and roast them and how to do roasting in different levels and how you get to the first crack and second crack and all that. So that was
That's cool.
That was my Christmas gift.
That's super cool.
We haven't been doing Christmas because we have a nephew. And so we usually spend all of our money on like getting him gifts, and it's more of like a kids thing for us, and getting the kids the gifts and giving gifts and stuff. So for our family, we do a lot of ornaments. We've agreed, like, don't spend a ton of money on everybody. We'll just do ornaments. Like, get an ornament that's from, like, if we go on vacation somewhere, we'll pick up an ornament and like pick it up for family members for that area we went to on our vacation or something, or if we see something that's fitting for people. So that's kind of how we do Christmas. So anything else, like if we want something, we just kind of buy it if we want it.
Yeah. I've gotten a lot more when it comes to my daughter who's 11. I've gotten a lot more to the, like, we're going to spend money on an experience over just stuff.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's a good way to do it.
It's just, I don't know. It's better.
Yeah.
It's better.
That's awesome.
Matt Roden says, is the shelf life different on freeze-dried versus dehydrated?
I believe, and this is just me looking at the dates, I think dehydrated doesn't last as long as freeze-dried.
Interesting. But it tastes better.
But traditionally, freeze-dried food has more preservatives in it than the dehydrated foods do.
Oh.
So when you're looking at the ingredient list on dehydrated foods, like the good-to-go ones, we got that. One, because of my milk allergy, and they do a really good job of calling out, like, if you're vegan or vegetarian or whatever. And so those have very minimal ingredients. Like, it's just literally what the food is that's in there, and there's not a bunch of additives. Where even in the peak refuel ones, there's some additive they put into it.
Yeah, I think with any freeze-dried, like, camping meal, right? You're not getting like quality. Like you're not necessarily buying it because it's good for you.
Right. It's convenient.
Yeah.
What was the ADV organs question? I missed it.
Oh, he was just saying that coffee kit talk is one of his favorite addictions.
Oh, okay.
I did. So I've been looking for like a good quality coffee for a while now. So I've been shopping around and trying to buy like, I don't know. I don't think smaller is the right word necessarily, but like just like quality flavor filled coffee. And I came across actually. So I only have this sitting here because I was talking to Mighty V360 before we started. So this isn't like an intentional plug for them. But I found these guys on Amazon of all places. And if you're looking for a really good, it's not, I mean, it is flavored coffee, but it's not like in the traditional sense. Bones coffee, really good. I have been really impressed. And it's a low acidity coffee, which I didn't know was a thing, and it's so smooth. But this fudge one, so I got a holiday sample pack, and they've got all different kinds of flavored coffees. That fudge one tastes like Cocoa Puffs, basically.
Oh,
But like not annoyingly. It's good. It's like a good, smooth, chocolatey flavor coffee. And it's low acidity, which I didn't know was a thing. And you really notice the difference on the back end. Super, super smooth. It's good stuff. Good, tasty stuff. So if you're looking for good coffee, they got an ass ton of different flavors.
I'll have to send you a bag of our coffee.
You guys have coffee?
Yeah, we have coffee now. We've
Like
we teamed up.
MOTOCAMPNERD coffee?
Yeah, we've teamed up with Bivouac and have our own blend.
What?
I'll send you a bag.
Hold on. Where is it? Oh, there it is right there. Gear Up Camp Blend Coffee.
That's it.
This one right, wait for it. Right here. Tell us about this coffee, MOTOCAMPNERD's Ben.
So we wanted a very specific flavor. This is a dark roast coffee.
Okay.
I hate to compare it to like a Folgers coffee, but it's the only reference that I can think of that most people would commonly know of. But it's a very good, high quality, strong coffee flavor coffee. It's not the point where it's dark roast, but it's not to the point where it's got that overly smoky or burnt flavor to it.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, this just reminds me of camping and outdoors because it just has those strong coffee notes to it. It's not overly acidic. It's not overly citrus or overly bitter. And so, So like I said, we teamed up with Bivouac for this, and they've got some excellent coffees out there. And this one works for pour overs. If you like to make a cold brew, it works for cold brew. If you like to make AeroPress, it works for AeroPress. If you want to make espresso, it works for espresso. Literally, I actually have made a faux Turkish coffee by grinding the coffee really, really fine, like a powdered sugar fine, and then just kind of made like a Turkish coffee out of it. It was actually really good. So it's just a kind of do it all bean and flavor.
Okay. Endorsed by Explore Adventure Moto. He says it's delicious. And you know what? What a great thing to do as a final giveaway. So I'll just tack this one onto my bill that I owe to you. Share tab instead. Hashtag Gear Up Coffee. Let's do a bag of it. I'll give a bag of that away.
Are you adding all this to your cart?
Yeah. Well, no. Well, not my cart, because that sounds like a complicated thing. But we'll connect on the back end.
Yes, please do before you submit anything.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Well, we got this.
We got you taken care of. Don't worry about
it. So anyways, if you want a bag of the MOTOCAMPNERD coffee, hashtag Gear Up Coffee. Do it. Go now. It's happening. It's the thing, the hashtag thing, what the kids do, you know? I don't think kids hashtag anymore, do they? I don't think that's a thing. I think that's our stuff now, because we're all old and use Instagram for actual pictures. Kids only use Instagram for like messaging nowadays, which is weird to me.
I have no idea.
Kids are weird.
I thought hashtags were still in.
They are for us. And the most in hashtag right now is hashtag Gear Up Coffee. So get that delicious cup of dark roast, non-acidic, tasty, do-it-all whole bean coffee. Do you have a ground version as well?
I do not.
Okay,
because
so
there's
it's
so
only-
many different ways. We just went
Yeah.
with. This is actually our first batch, and we were kind of trial running it to see how people responded, to see if they liked it. Because it is something like the roast date on this one, I think, is November 6th. And so you don't want it to sit too long. So we want to make sure we can turn it over fast enough without it sitting too long, because nobody wants old coffee.
Facts. All right, Explore Adventure Moto's out of here. He's got an early morning tomorrow. Thanks for popping in with your delightfully added commentary.
Yep. Thanks,
Explore
Trav. See you later, man.
Bye, buddy. Hope you find your dad. Can't not say it. All right, we've got 7 entries. Anyone else? Hashtag Gear Up Coffee. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be? Bacon whiskey. Matt Roden.
Woohoo!
Matt Roden with the win. Gear Up Coffee. I would write it down on my little list, but I know it's about to pop up in my chat because Mighty V360 Small Man Moto is just such a great moderator, and he does things for me. Takes care of all the stuff. All right, Matt Roden, tallmanmoto@gmail.com. Email me your address. Congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are at 2 hours, 21 minutes, and 17 seconds. I thank you all so much for taking part. I think it's about time to wrap it up. Call it an evening. I have so much cleaning to do tomorrow because I work a real normal job now, and I spent all day today running around getting crap done. It's so much work being a grown-up. I hate it. It's the worst. MotoCamp Nerds Ben, thank you so much for taking part in this live stream. Your first real live stream, right? If I'm not correct?
Yes.
I am correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. You saw him here first. Tallman Moto, the live stream breaking the best website on the internet, which is motocampnerd.com. And if you're looking for motocamping things, start at MotoCamp Nerd, because he's got all the stuff, like all of it, that is good. He doesn't just stock anything. He curates all of it. And he says, is this good? And he asks people, or he tries it before he just puts it on his website and says, hopefully it's good. They'll figure it out after they buy it. No, he doesn't do that. He says, I love you, motorcycle camping community, and I want you to have the very best. motocampnerd.com. Should have just ended the live stream there. And off. Guys, thanks so much for being here. I love doing these so much, and I really love having you all here. And we're not going to do giveaways every time, but we're going to start doing giveaways occasionally. So tell people, hey, come watch this guy do things. Oh, I should plug my own stuff. Hello. Duh. Guys, I have shirts now and a coffee mug. Hold on. La, 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 la. Just real quick. Let me just pop over here. It's the loading music. Oh, look at that. I've got a t-shirt, I've got a sweatshirt, and I've got a mug. So if you want a like and subscribe shirt or a shameless promoter of me coffee mug, tallmanmoto.com. Go find those. That's it. That's all the plug I get. You get all the real plugs. But just a small little, if you want a sweet t-shirt or a coffee mug that you can't get on motocampnerd.com. We'll talk. Don't worry. We'll talk. I'm gonna be on motocampnerd.com someday, guys.
I like that mug. Shameless promoter.
Shameless promoter of me, because that's what I am. I have my sticker for the YouTube channel that I'm I don't even have the time to do, but I'm getting back in a routine. So guys, videos coming soon. Don't worry. But I've got the sticker on my laptop at work. People are like, what is that? I'm like, I don't know. You should go check it out. It's me. Thanks everybody so much for being here. It's been a lot of fun, and I'll see you all in a month.
Yeah.
MotoCamp Nerds Ben,
Thanks for
thanks
hanging
again
out.
so much for being a part of it. Mighty V360 Small Man Moto, thanks so much for moderating and having your dog that stares you down in the background. Hey, we'll see you all in a month, guys. Okay, bye. Done.